Our first in a very long time of debates for our candidates for student government. We are proud to be joined today by the Cal Campaign Consultants. They are going to be moderating and timekeeping for our debate today. Just so that everyone understands how this will run, Ms. Adisa will be our moderator, and our timekeeper, we have a fill-in timekeeper, everyone, so that's why we waited a few minutes, because he was just coming in. But the way that this will work is we'll go president first. Each candidate in alphabetical order will have the opportunity to give a 2-minute opening remarks. And then we will take 3 questions from the floor. Each candidate will answer those 3 questions, and there's a 90-second time limit on answering of those questions. Okay? Our timekeeper will tell us when time has expired, and then we go on to the next person. Candidates, I ask that you please be respectful of time, and if he calls time, that's kind of the end of your discussion, and you just move on from that point. Okay? We will start with president, go to vice president, and then corresponding secretary will be at the end. Okay? Well, great. Welcome again, once again, everybody, and I'm going to call Adisa up so she can begin our debate, and if the presidential candidates will come up and sit to my left, please.
Okay, so thank you, student government, for having us here. I really appreciate this, and I guess we'll get started. So, Zach Regardus, you're first alphabetically, so if you'd like to start with your 2 minutes.
So, hi, my name is Zach Regardus. Currently, I'm the Vice President of Student Government, and I wanted to become president because I'm passionate about student government and I also care about every need that every student has on campus. And as this position, we all need to remember that it's every student on campus, not just students that are in clubs and organizations. And I want to bring in more voices of the people that are not currently involved and want to see what they want on campus and what the policies needed are on campus for them to be good enough. And also, I wanted to say that what I've been able to do is I've been a senator for 2 years, scholarship chair all last year. I've been a cabinet rep for 2 years. I'm the vice president now. I'm sync certified, and I've been on the SAI board of directors since last fall. And I just want to remind everybody that everyone that is in this debate is deserving of each role, and I'm hoping for the best for everybody.
Okay. All right, and then Brendan Gary.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Brendan Gary. I'm currently serving as the student government president. A little background on me: I joined student government sophomore year. I was a member of the Inter-Residence Hall Council, and I joined student cabinet from there through the House of Representatives. Got involved in student senate from there. Ended up running for corresponding secretary for 1 year, and in this past year I have served as student government president, and I am looking to do so again because I am extremely proud to serve each and every one of you in this capacity, and what I do for you guys and what you do for me has been a life-changing experience, and I'm looking for 1 more year of that. This past year has been a phenomenal year. Our Senate membership is higher than it has been in at least 5 years. So I've worked pretty hard to get some new faces in here. We have a young crowd. I'm very proud to get some new people and new voices into this room every single Monday. And the big event this year with a partnership of everybody in student government, we made bigger and better than ever. We had over 44 sites this year. 44, 45. We had 21 last year, so we're doing bigger and better things this year, and I'm looking to expand on that and just keep rolling with it. I know you guys get to ask us questions, but I want to ask you a question. Who do you want to represent you, the students? Who do you want in the offices and meetings representing each and every one of you? Who are you going to trust in this position? I had the fortunate opportunity last week to go meet with Pennsylvania senators and House of Representatives members and meet with them and talk to them about who do you guys want in this position? Who do you want in that room representing you and university in those meetings. So, thank you.
Okay. And now Brendan Linton.
Hello everyone, my name is Brendan Linton. I'm a junior here at CalU and I am currently studying meteorology. This is a third generation member of our CalU community. When I first set foot on this campus as a freshman back in August 2013, I quickly learned the importance of supporting students both in and out of the classroom. It is no secret. The CalU, our student government, and our student association continue to face some pretty serious, significant operational and fiscal challenges. We have declining student enrollment, rising student fees, prior budget cuts to student clubs. Those still continue to affect us, but right now it's time to move forward for a better future. It's time for less bureaucracy and more transparency from your student government. It's time for a leader that sets the record straight for our campus community and leaves nothing to hide. It's time to establish the most open and transparent student government in CalU history by listening to your voices in big decisions and restoring your trust in us. It's time for a student leader with real experience in local and state government administration that works hard to protect Pennsylvania's public resources from fraud, waste, and abuse. It's time to put even more funding back in the hands of our student organizations, clubs, and athletic teams, whether large, small, old, or new, with no planned activity fee increases attached. It's time for a real student government that serves we the people, not the other way around. More importantly, it's time for a leader with trust, experience, ethics, and a proven record of putting you, the students, first. I'm ready to stand with every student and continue to fight for a better CalU as your student government president. Because together we can, and together we will. Thank you.
Okay. And I hope I pronounced this right. Sarah Youngdahal?
Correct.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. I first off want to thank all of you for taking your time out of your day to become a more informed voter. I also want to thank Cal Consultants as well as student government for allowing this event to happen, because without you guys, this event wouldn't take place. I also want to thank my fellow candidates. Good luck to you all, if you're running against me or not. A little bit about me. I'm from Beaver Falls, PA. I'm a sophomore business administration with a concentration in accounting major. I am also a leadership minor. A little bit about my SGA background. I've been in student government for 2 years now. I came my first semester as a freshman. My great mentor, she told me about student government, and it's been a great experience since. Last semester, I was lucky enough to be scholarship chair, which pretty much had me selling t-shirts and making more money for the 2 scholarships that we fund. And a little plug out there, if you do not own a Run Cal t-shirt, you definitely should go buy one. And this semester, I'm lucky enough to be the recording secretary of student government, which entails that I take the minutes for both the Senate and as well as the e-board meetings. Now, you might be wondering, what can I do for you? I don't really have a platform. I really don't have anything. I've been going out there with quotes or anything, but what I can do for you is whatever you want. I am open to any suggestions. My goal is to do what you asked me to do. So if I do become president, I will have an open door policy where everybody can just come to me and be like, I don't think this is right. I think this needs change. I want to help you, because without you, we don't have student government. Without you, we don't have Cal. Thank you.
All right, thanks for those opening remarks. And so does anyone have any questions? Okay.
You guys all kind of gave a background as like your student government stuff and your participation, but how has your past experiences in student government helped prepare you for this position?
We'll just go in the continuing order.
Well, when I started as a senator, it has helped me become more vocal, and take a more leadership role, which has helped me to grow a lot by taking on more responsibilities, learning how to multitask, and also learning how to keep my emotions in check, which I'll be able to do as president.
My experiences here within student government have been really second to none. I've attended some wonderful conferences. Last summer I had the unbelievable experience of attending iLead, which is a week-long institute I attended in Southern Illinois for 7 days, and basically what they do is stick you in a room with 14 other student leaders and make you do some pretty tough activities where you're ready to strangle somebody in that room, and you have to really brush up on your leadership skills, how to work with other people, how to work with people with the same mindset as you, and take that back to your university and how that would help here in the student government. When we're making tough decisions, and we're arguing because we're not always going to agree with everything. You got to know how to handle that and how to use those emotions and move forward instead of move backward. So I think over the past year I've developed myself into a better student leader that can better represent you and better represent you guys by doing those different things, the little things that just make the meetings run a little quicker. Meetings that aren't an hour and a half long. We're sitting here like we're in a United States Senate meeting because nobody wants to sit in an hour-long meeting where we're just speaking and speaking and speaking. So more activities and stuff like that to help build us as student leaders, because that's why we're all here. We want to grow. We want to become better. We want to give back to this wonderful university that's given us so much.
When I first joined Cal U, like I said, I'm the third generation in my family to attend Cal U or serve as a faculty member. When I first set foot on this campus, I quickly became friends with a lot of people in band, in choir, in various different organizations. And they kept talking about different things and saying, you know, maybe we can do this better, maybe we can do that better. And I'm more of a people person. I like to listen to other people's thoughts. And in doing so, not only within California University, but outside of here, really that has prepared me for this position. I believe in listening to my constituents, which are the students, and doing what they would like to do. If someone would come up to me and say, we have a problem with this, or this doesn't make sense, maybe we can change this, I'm open to ideas. And having that background experience working within our local governments in Pennsylvania, within our state governments in Pennsylvania, that really prepares me for this position. Like I said, I'm open to all ideas. I like talking to people out and about in the community and listening to what their thoughts are. And if there's enough of a response, if enough people come to me and say, blank needs changed, well, that's something that I'll bring up in a meeting. I definitely want to be a strong voice for our constituents. And that's really, that experience has prepared me for this position.
I believe that I've gained so much from being in student government. First off, with just being scholarship chair. I had to organize the t-shirt sales. I had to get people to help volunteer, to help manage the money. I feel that as recording secretary, I've learned a lot more detail about how the meetings are run. Because not being able to actually be writing out motion to do this, motion to do that, you don't understand exactly how to have the meetings run. And I feel like that's helped me gain that, as well as just the qualities of talking to more people. I've met so many of you in Senate and out on campus, and learning those qualities is great for the leader that you need as president.
Okay, any other questions?
All you guys are talking about your successes and your strengths as a student leader. We all know that we all have strengths and weaknesses. What is a weakness of yours as a leader that you know you have, and what are you going to do in the future to better yourself because of that?
One of my biggest weaknesses is being more shy, and also going with the shyness is having a lower voice. So if I become president, I'll have to get over that somehow. I will try to speak up more. I'll talk to more people, and I will bring more to the meetings just so that I can get out there and not be afraid to speak up like I always do.
I think with not only me but all student leaders, we all struggle sometimes with organization, prioritizing, getting everything straight with however many different hats you have on. I think that's something that I've worked on over the past year tremendously. Being involved from so much, from the SAI Board of Directors to working at SAI to being a part of student government. You really have to know when to take your hat off and go grab your other one. It's something that is not easy to do, and I think that I really have overcome a big problem with doing that, and I'm more comfortable going back and forth now with the experience I have had, and because I've done it so long now that I'm comfortable in each position that I don't need to be under the one umbrella that I'm comfortable with. I can expand and really represent you guys the way you need to be.
I think one of my weaknesses as a student leader on this campus has been not interacting as much with the Greek organizations as part of our university. I personally am not involved with Greek life, but I think that's a section of our campus community that I really haven't heard from a lot. I know that we have 2 candidates that are part of Greek organizations, which is great. I'd like to see a little bit more of that in student government. I know this academic year we've had some more members of the Greek organizations join student government as senators, and that's great. Like I said, I would like to hear more from them, and I'd like to interact with them a little bit more and see what their thoughts are. Because they very well may be different from someone else's thoughts, maybe who's in the band or who's in the choir, or maybe isn't part of the Greek organization. So I think that is one of my weaknesses, is with a specific set of our campus community, just interacting with people in our Greek organizations, and I would like to change that as your student government president and get out there a little bit more.
I think my greatest weakness is I'm indecisive. And some of you might be saying, that's a horrible weakness as a leader. Like, why would you admit that? But I believe I'm indecisive in the fact that I look at all the paths that can be taken. I look at all the choices that can be made. I also plan on having people around me who can help me make the best choices available. So as president, I'll make sure that the rest of my e-board, that I could get along with them and get along with everybody in Senate, as well on campus, and know what the best choice for all of Cal students is.
Okay, and then a final question.
What would you do to actually give us senator opportunities, resume builders, and work to build relationships with all the other clubs and organizations on campus, as well as to pull student government back together?
Okay, that's a good question.
Okay, so for senator opportunities, I've always tried to give out more roles to the senators as vice president because I did control the big event, and I gave a lot of the roles to the senators to complete, and also to get more resume builders and to get more information from different clubs. I really think that we should start to accept the invitations that we used to get from all the organizations on campus to go to their formals, to go to their meetings, just to see why we're here. Why are we supporting them if we don't even know what they do or what they can offer us? Like campaign consultants, they're helping us with this. They're getting resume builder by putting this on. And with all the conferences that we can provide by cutting back on our spending in our club and organization, our club, student government, we can cut back and give more opportunities for senators instead of executive board members to go on conferences to get that leadership role, those leadership skills and roles.
I think that's something that I have actually been trying to even build up more over this past year. This past spring, we sent 6 people to the APCA conference. 5 of the 6 members of student government that went have never attended a conference ever before. So that's something that we're giving new opportunities to new senators to go on these conferences and make connections. And to bring some of that back into this room and do some of those activities that you guys can really build and brush up your leadership skills by working with each other. That's something that I have been working on, and I think we're moving in the right direction right now, that we can just continue right into next year with these opportunities. And another thing, or the things we've gotten away from were things like the Panther Leadership Summit and stuff like that, little day-long events that aren't real costly to us and aren't strenuous on you. Because a 4-day conference, Thursday through Sunday, is a tough thing to do. It takes a lot out of you. So looking at new places to go, new places to send our senators, of course with a cheaper budget. But I think we're moving in the right direction with that, and it has been a problem in the past, and I hope to continue to work to change that.
I'd like to particularly focus on the last part of your question on how to bring student government back together. I think that is a very good point, and I do kind of have a plan for that. I'd like to restore old-fashioned customer service skills to student government. Not, what can the students do for us, but what we can do for the students. It is my time as part of student government. Earlier this academic year, I established the first ever public comment section that is required at every student senate meeting. It's the first time in the history of student government that has occurred. I've been very open to the students. I created a website so people don't have to fumble through the OrgSync page. They can just go right to a designated web page, get minutes and things like that. As student government president, I would like to publish agendas online prior to the meetings, not just 2 or 3 hours sent out to just the Senate members, because if something would be on the agenda and a member of the community would like to exercise their right to present their opinion on that, they know when to do so. I'd like to be more open with the community and different closed-door meetings and in executive sessions where official action is taken, because that does not show transparency in student government. Student government should serve the people, and if you have closed-door meetings, there's a little bit of a concern there with trust. So with that connection to bring student government back together, I'd like to bring it back together with the community.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Sorry about that. We'll move on to Sarah now.
Krista, that's a great question that definitely needs to be established with student government being serving the other students on campus. And we need to talk more about clubs. And we work on that every day with trying to get more senators involved, more senators from different organizations involved. Now, when you talk about resume builders, I think not only sending senators to conferences, but making sure that when those senators come back from those conferences, they don't just give a little bit of a recap of what they learned, but giving maybe a whole Senate meeting, or maybe even an open conference, like a mini conference on campus that just lets everybody gain from what they've learned from that conference. And bringing student government back together, I think that that's a great idea, and we all need to just work hard on that. And honestly, I can't think right now of what I would do, but that's something that I would love to do. I would love to make student government that family that I've heard so many people talk about in the previous years, that some say that we've lost in the last 2 years that I've been a part. And I agree that that definitely needs to be reestablished.
Okay, so thank you all for answering the questions. And I guess now we'll move on to Vice President. Soprano? Okay. And Tyler Storman? Strumman? Okay. Apologize. Okay. We'll start with you then.
Hello, as she said, my name is Justin Aperna. A little bit of a background on me. I am a junior here at California University. I was actually a transfer student to the university 2 years ago. I am a commercial music technology major, and I joined student government through the fraternity seat because I am in a Greek organization. But since joining student government, I have grown and learned so much that I'm not going to give up my seat next year when they say, do you want to give up the seat? I'm going to stay here because I want to help work with student government to bring the students' voice to everybody. I want to not only bring the Greek voice up, but I also want to bring the music, the athletics, the different theater departments. I want to bring everybody's voice here, and I want it to be known so that we all have a presence on this campus. Thank you.
All right. Well, hello guys. Just if you guys don't know, this is a little nerve-wracking. Never did this before, so it's kind of cool though. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Talon Stroman. This year I am a corresponding secretary of student government. A little bit about me. I came in. I'm a junior here. I'm a criminal justice major. I never thought I'd be here. If I look back 2 years ago, never thought I'd be in the position that I am today. I came in just to play ice hockey, and that's what I was. I was just that typical hockey player. I changed so much since I had hip surgery my freshman year, and I realized that you can't just play sports and get through that way. You have to be a leader. You have to help people out. You have to work with everybody in the community. And you have to just talk to people. Just because you look different than Zach and Brendan, they're two different people. You have to talk to everyone. Everyone has a different view. Everyone has different feelings. I'm a student ambassador here at school, so I work in the Welcome Center and I give tours for the new students coming in. And just seeing the different families from all over. I had someone from Toronto just a couple weeks ago. And you just meet so many different people and you learn so much about what students want. And I just want to be on this board again so I can help with everybody and listen more to what everyone has to say and try to be a bigger leader and better leader than I am this year. Thank you.
Okay, so does anyone have any questions then? Okay, start with you.
Okay,
So this past year with the big event, I was actually lucky enough to be a part of the big event committee. I saw the different struggles that we had as a committee, and I would work to have better organization of supplies that were needed at each site, make sure that we had an accurate count every day that we went shopping for the supplies. I'd make sure that the way check-in was run was more smooth, and that it was a straight line, boom, 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 right into the next station. And I would also make sure that we would have more sites go out to reach different community members. Some that haven't done it in a few years, we call them, we ask them, why have you not partaken in the big event this year? And how can we help you partake again so that you all know that we are here for you as Cal U students?
Alright, so this year was my second year doing the big event. Last year I was just a driver, and I picked up different people and dropped them off at the sites and things of that nature. This year I was able to be in the supply van, so I was driving all around and trying to pick up supplies, drop off supplies, and I was all over the place. But last year I also got to go with Kelsey and meet the different individuals that we help, and I talked to them, and they were just wonderful people. They're great people, and a lot of them, you think that they just hate Cal students, but they don't. They really like the majority of the Cal students, and they just love the help that we give them. So I feel that we could just make things even better. I feel from this year, last year to this year, it was so much better. The check-in was better. The different supplies were better. We moved things even better in the morning. Every van got their own supplies and set off and dropped off to their sites. So things just kept moving so much smoother. And hey, you're gonna have hiccups here and there every time, but it's how do you overcome those hiccups? And you can set things up and everything can look beautiful on paper, but you never know until you've done it. And like I said, I've done it 2 years now, and I feel that we can just keep moving forward and forward with the experiences that I've had.
Okay, and second question. We'll go through you.
What other leadership attributes have you gained that you can bring back to student government, whether it be outside organizations, stuff you've done outside of this student body Congress, and what are those attributes that you're going to bring as vice president next year to improve student government?
I actually, before I even came to college, I was involved very well in my high school. I was the president of 2 organizations at the same time, the vice president of another organization, as well as the captain of my own swim team. I learned how to balance so much at once, and I learned how to listen to each individual person and how to be the middle person between and have an unbiased opinion if there was something going back and forth between 2 different people. And I think that I can help bring that when we have meetings, if there are opinions going on about certain events that we're doing, or how we can bring different senator minutes or senator opportunities to the senator. I can say, okay, that's a great opinion of yours. Now let's listen to the other opinion. Let's listen to somebody else's opinion and have their opinion heard as clear as yours was.
Alright, so how has my leadership opportunities moved me forward, and how can I improve and help this government? Well, like I said, I grew up playing ice hockey, so I grew up on a team. I was playing 2 teams as I grew up. And being a goaltender on that, you have to be the guy that everyone looks to. So you have to try and help, and you have to try and keep everything together and help everybody move forward. Because if you have a bad game, then the team has a bad game. So everyone looks to you to how are you going to move forward? How are you going to fix that, and how are you going to just help the team, and how are you going to just do the things that are necessary to get things done? So I feel that student government, we're a team. You know, you have the executive board, you have the Senate, and just because we sit up here doesn't mean we're different than anybody else. We are a team, we need to work together, and I feel that if we bring everyone together more and we can just get more things done, if we just do different things of that nature, and just we need to bring people together more. So.
Okay, and the final question for the night? Okay.
So I think you may have touched on a few points of my questions, but my question is, serving as vice president and liaison between the president and other bodies of the larger organization of student government, how will your leadership style coexist to be able to effectively organize and improve the processes of student government and its communication between its leaders and to students?
Okay, very good question.
That is a very good question. The way I can do that is with my openness. Recently, I went to the APCA conference this past spring. I was one of the 6 that had never been to a conference before. And one of the speakers, he really stuck out with me, saying his whole speech was, don't be afraid, don't be closed off. And he gave me such inspiration to open up to a group of students that I had never known before, and I came out as openly gay in front of all of them. And I think that's going to help me with the student government. I'm going to be open with everybody. I'm going to listen to everybody's opinions. I'm going to let I'm not going to hide any of my secrets. I'm not going to hide any of my opinions. I'm going to let everything be known to everybody.
Hey, Kevin, can you repeat that question again?
Yes. So my question is, serving as vice president and liaison between the president and other bodies of the larger organization of student government, how will your leadership style coexist to be able to effectively organize and improve the processes of student government and its communication between its leaders and to students?
All right. So, all right, you try to jumble everything together real quick. But the biggest thing, like I said, I came in to Cal as just that typical hockey player that, everyone sees walking down the street. And I came to student government and I fell in love with it. And I feel that you need to just be more open. You need to be willing, like Justin said, you need to be willing to just go up to that person and just talk to them. So I feel that we need to just keep doing what we're doing. This year, we brought in so many new students to the point where we're doing awesome with that, and we are just talking to them. We just went up to them, we just had music playing with SAB, and we were just talking, and we're just trying to hear everything that everyone has to say. It's a big thing right now, budgets are decreasing. So let's just keep doing what we're doing to keep everyone happy. Let's keep trying to bring more people in to hear more people's voices, because that's the best way to do it. If we keep bringing more people in, being more open, and keep being open as we are, then we can hear those smaller to the bigger clubs and just try to help out every single club more than just the ones that are just sitting in this room if we bring more in.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, well, thank you guys.